home kit. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Take them to your garage or your kitchen, and with mom and dad, you just take those molecules and you just smash them together. And the next thing you know, sploosh, sploosh. Again, that's the water at home kit. And now, here's the song. Boulder, Colorado, represent, Zant. Oakland, California, represent, Zant. Portland, Oregon, represent. My favorite jam back in the day was Eric B. for president. And now here they are, your invenerable host, Carlos Kareem Window. Howdy and duty. So much to get through today, and we're gonna get through it all. We're pressed. We're late for a very important date, so we're pressed. We're gonna move it forward. Before we do that, though, I do want to give a shout out and another thank you to my guest yesterday, Tab Lloyd, who was here with me, who gave what is, in my estimation, an absolutely beautiful interview. We had a wonderful conversation that brought us to a place and a shared understanding by the end of it. That was fantastic. We're spreading love. We made commitments to share and spread love. I did keep my promise. I called my brother this morning and just meaningless and pointlessly said I love you. There's no point to that, right? Anyway, I did. And so if you're under the tree and you are interested in joining us, we are going to be writing to Tab's brother. And we have the information in the show from yesterday. I'm sure you can, you know what? I'm going to make sure that we put that in the group chat, not here today in the links or anything like that, but in the Smoke and Mirrors group. That's where that will be. Where does that live? Oh, Facebook. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to be part of that discussion and that opportunity, you can look there. You can also look at the Patreon. I'll make sure that it's there as well. Hey, guess what? On Monday, I'd love it if you join me here as I'm talking to my people, Malkia Cyril. Malkia Cyril is a senior fellow at the Center for Media Justice. We have known each other for a good quarter century of our own lives, and we are going to be talking, I don't know about what range of conversation. It might be gender, it might be state politics, it might be, oh, you know what? There's some old funk that is there that I know that Malkia had with me that I'm going to invite us to clear up. So that should be cute. I hate clearing up funk with people. Anyway, we're going to do that on Monday. Then on Tuesday, a very special treat. We are going to be here with Queen. Queen is editor-in-chief at Vixen.com. Queen is the other half of Tea with Queen. I see, God damn it, every time. Tea with Queen and Jay podcast. I am a stan, have been for the past half decade or so. And we were here earlier, you may remember, about a month ago, maybe two. I don't know. Time is no longer linear. With Janicia Francis, co-host Jay of Tea with Queen and Jay podcast. We're going to hit it with Queen on November 3rd. That is an election day, so that should be mighty, mighty special. Want to share this with you as well. My band, Wallace, we got this record. It's called And We Ride. You can buy it on Bandcamp. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on Apple Music. We would love it if you would instead buy it on Bandcamp, because musicians don't make any other don't make any money on those other things. I mean, it's fun to see how many people give us spins, but we don't oh, on Apple Music, you know what you could do? You could rate it. You could rate it. Give us like 5 stars. That's the thing you could do there. You could tell people what other musics they might like to listen to in accompaniment with our particular brand of music, which I don't know what to call it even a little bit. But that is our record, and it's out, and it's really, really good, if I do say so myself. This right now, what you're looking at, though, is Smoke and Mirrors, and what we'd like you to do is to become a patron if you are willing and able. That is not necessary. This will always be free and available. That is my commitment that began when this began, and I am going to keep it. But if you would like to be one of the folks held responsible for bringing it to the people, you could certainly become a patron, as have Ruthie, Erica, Amber, Aaron, Seth, Lisa, Kristen, Renisa, Michael, Natalie, Tarika, Tracy. Oh my God, who is Juliet? Oh, Juliet! No, I did mean Juliet. Ha! Venus and Jen. And if you do so, just like friend of the show, Red Ray Frazier, who has declared it to be officially turtleneck season, you check out his Instagram. You'll know what I'm talking about. You will get to have your very own Carlos Kareem Wyndham Portland 2020 trading card. Got a joke on it. And we are doing a very special treat, and we are working with the same artist who did that with us to make an exclusive card for 2021 that will be for Smoke and Mirrors only. We are looking forward to that. So if you are hoping to become a patron, hoping to become a holder of one of those cards, now's your time. If you just want to drop 5 on it, you could do that at the Venmo, Carlos Dash Wyndham. You could do that Cash App, $CK Wyndham. You could do that PayPal me, CK Wyndham. There's very little time. That's why I'm rushing. I apologize. Let's all take a breath. There it is. Okay, there it is. Yeah. PayPal me, CK Wyndham. And you could have a look there. And if you really wanted to go ahead and be a part of this here situation and do a thing that's a way to support it for absolute free, well, we would just ask you to share it. If you're on Facebook, that's a share and a like. You could put it on your own page. You could start a watch party. If you happen to be watching this over there on YouTube, then you too could subscribe, could like, and could share. That was horrible. Okay, so let's get into it. There is so much to talk about, and I'm stumbling over my own tongue. I've got a little of the stutters in my mouth. And the reason is because there's so much to talk about, and I don't want to miss any. I don't want to shortchange any. I want to get through it all. But I want to acknowledge this. We've had a great number of guests as of late, and which means a great number of conversations, and those have been brilliant conversations. I don't want to not have them. We're going to have more. Obviously, we're going to have some on Monday. We're going to have some on Tuesday. We've got conversations booked for you all the way through December. You are in for some treats. Today, though, we're going to get back to talking about some of the shit that we miss. We're going to talk about, oh, look at this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My voice is soothing. Oh, many members of my immediate nuclear family would beg to differ wildly. But thank you. Appreciate that. What we're going to get into, so many different things. Let's just keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Okay. First of all, we all know that we are late for a very important date. If you haven't already cast your vote, vote. It's time. It's time. It's past time. All right. If you haven't mailed in your ballot by now, do not mail in your ballot. We're going to get into why, okay? If it's in the mail, you're good. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. You've done your thing. If you haven't, you're going to have additional responsibilities. We're not going to get there quite yet, though. We're going to fall into the rabbit hole today a little bit. So, Okay, here we go. Just hold on 1 second. Hold on. Gotta eat all your vegetables. All right. So, first thing, we have not done together in a very long time arts and crafts, and we don't have time to get into arts and crafts the way that I wanted to. Now, if you were here with us the last time we did arts and crafts, it is a continuation of that same project. So I hope you haven't thrown it away. Remember, all you need is a sign that says, "Am I next?" and a favorite pen with which to write the latest victim of black murder by police. And what's required to qualify for that is being a black person who was murdered by the police. So, everybody grab your favorite pen. And let's get ready to play picture pages. Picture pages, picture pages. Time to do your picture pages. Time to get your crayons and your pencils. Picture pages, picture pages. Time to do your picture pages till Cosby dies in prison. Okay. First of all, we don't really have time, as I said. So I'm getting my material ready. But what I thought we would do is, in the meantime, I will sing picture pages continually, whilst I'll just put on the screen the names of other black people besides who I'm going to name, of course, because we all got to see the footage, and add to our list. You'll remember our list. You'll remember what we're talking about here, right? This is the Am I Next board, and on the Am I Next board, we had even gotten as far as having Breonna on there. We had gotten as far as having George Floyd on there. And since then, there have been many, many more, including the folks that we're going to add today. And there have been so many more that it would just fill the whole sheet up with green. So let's just start with who's on the screen, and we'll just keep going and singing our favorite song. Also, fuck Bill Cosby, you fucking rape monster. Haven't forgotten about you. Go fuck yourself. Here we go. A picture page, it's time to do your picture page. It's time to grab your crayons and your pencils. Picture page, it's time to get your picture pages till God knows when does a picture page with you. Hey! Oh, wow, okay. All right. I mean, okay, that's enough. We're good. Whew. All right, this is... Okay, that stings. That really stings. Really? Are we sure? Like everyone here on this list? Everybody. They're all... Police shot all of them. This isn't like this isn't like black on black crime or some weird Chicago conspiracy. Huh. Okay. All right, Josh, can you take that down for me? Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, our little fun game is a bit of a bummer now. All right. Well, I guess we still have to do this. So we'll move this over here for a second. We don't want to have bong water all over the set. We'll just find some. There's a little space here next to Fred Hampton. Just add Walter. Walter Wallace right there. Oh boy. So okay. It's a little hard to see, but right here next to Fred Hampton, who the 19-year-old organizer in Chicago who was murdered by the police when he was helping Bobby Seale with his trial for the false accusation that he was facing for rioting during the Democratic National Convention, and was gagged in court. And then they murdered Fred and his pregnant wife. It is you'll see Walter Wallace added. It's getting a little hard to read. It's getting a little crowded. Any time that the police would like to call off nigger hunting season, I think we're ready. That was a bummer. That was rough. Okay, let's keep going. We need something lighter. I don't know if this is more or less disturbing, but the other thing to think about that we don't have time to talk about too much is the very disturbing way that President Donald Trump dances the YMCA, the classic dance that is meant to be danced in the shapes of the 4 letters that make up the song. It is the song that he has been using most recently for his campaign, a song by the Village People recorded in the 1970s, which was a tribute to shower sex and impoverished young men looking for places to stay in new cities. And as we all know, that is not how you dance the YMCA. That is how you dance the YMCA. It's just one dance. I don't know if nothing really proves that you're a white supremacist more than not being able to do a dance that has the words of the dance in the dance. He shouldn't dance. I don't know if he understands what the celebration of young man is. We don't have time. So Josh, I heard you. Okay, fine. Josh says we don't have time. We're not getting into it today. What else don't we have time to get into? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is cool. We don't really have time to talk about it too much, but your president went ahead and left your Grammy out freezing in the cold at the outdoor rally that he held in Omaha last night. Right after he was done talking, he just hopped back on his plane and indulged, I'm sure, in his Kentucky Fried Chicken and his Mountain Dews and left your Grammy out there to become a Gramsicle. And that's what happened. That seems bad. That seems bad if you're a Trump supporter. Evidently the buses, what happened is there were some buses ordered to bring Trump supporters there because people could not get to, like, you can't just go to an airport hangar. Do you know what I mean? They don't let you, like, on the runway, they're not going to let you just walk on the runway traditionally. And so they had to get buses to take people from their cars to go over to where the planes was. And then the Trumpses got out, said what she wanted to say, jumped back in her plane, and started just relaxing with the heat on. Meanwhile, it took about 3 hours to get your grandma out of the freezing cold in Omaha before the buses showed up again and remembered that they had left old people in the field. I wonder why he's trailing with seniors. It just seems like if you really cared about what? Okay. Josh says, keep moving. We don't have time. We don't have time to discuss Vice President Mike Pence seen here molding with a fly on his head. Or the fact that 5 of his staff have been tested positive for coronavirus, bringing the White House total up to number 36 a number which has no longer been tracked by the New York Times. The New York Times gave up at 31 on October the 14th and has not kept track of every member of the White House because the hot zone is too large. If you start including all of the staff who have to do the laundry and serve the food and actually do the actual work in the White House, this number gets to be redonkulous. And so we haven't really gotten into it. And the fact that they are, of course, exhuming labor for free or very little money from the staff compared to the money that they, of course, make, regardless of the fact that the staff has been there for a very long time, but way before them. And I'm talking about the cooking, the cleaning staff, all those people. Josh, listen, I just want to talk about one of these things a little bit more if I can. We're late. Okay, we're late. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I have to tell you at least this. It's Mark Short. Okay, was the first one. Mark Short is his chief of staff. So that's bad. And so his chief of staff, the one who's in charge of all the rest of the staff, he was the first one that had it. But the thing is, we're only pretending he is, because when we say 5, it's only the most recent 5, much like the trial of the Chicago 7, which really should have been called the trial of the Chicago 8, if you include the fact that Bobby Seale was one of the people on trial. I guess we're saying it was a mistrial for one Miss Katie Miller. Sitting here pooping, Katie Miller was the first of all of Mike Pence's people to be tagged with having the COVID. Now, what we may remember is that Katie Miller is the wife of Steve Miller, who is the architect of the racist immigration policies being put forth and trying to be solidified by the Trump administration in what is hopefully proving to be their last 5 days. I know which hand to use. I know which hand to use for the camera. Shut up. 5 days in office. But we don't really have time to get too deep into that. So we can't talk about what a ghoul that man is and what a ghoul-less his wife must be. Now, if we're not going to be gender specific, she's just a ghoul. She's just a ghoul. Let's keep it like that. We do not have time to get into all of the things. We do not have time to get into the fact that this Black Anglo-Saxon motherfucker who was put on the Supreme Court by Joe Biden while he was fucking around, destroying the career and reputation and psyche of one Anita Hill for his own shits and giggles because he just happens to hate and sniff on women, actually just brought in another Supreme Court Justice, Miss Amy Coney Barrett, who is probably going to destroy the possibility that Roe v. Wade continues to exist, unless, of course, Biden, the same motherfucker who stuck us with that one, is becoming the president. In which case, they will be able to correct the courts by rebalancing them, which Democrats really need to stop calling stacking the courts, because that's not what it is. And the press needs to stop calling it that too, because really the courts have been being stacked by the folks who've been doing this kind of shit, who've been looking at these thought fucking schools, right? Where they keep putting out all of these goddamn Republican things. And I don't have time. And we don't have time to talk about the fact that this has been going on since Karl Rove. I said it, Josh. It's my intern, Josh. He's great. We don't have time to really get into it, but it's bad. We'll return. We'll talk more about it. We don't have time to talk about the fact that this was pushed through by I am going to acknowledge that I said was pushed through. I know you heard it. I know I said it. I don't have time to correct shit like that. We'll cut it out in editing. We don't have time to acknowledge the fact that this was pushed through by one Mitch McConnell, who is seen here turning purple. Either he is dying or he is literally in front of our eyes turning into Grimace. I know for a very long time we have referred to Mitch McConnell as Turkey Neck, but as he continues to purple up. I don't know if that's fair anymore. And I think it's time that we actually really do start just calling him Grimace. I want to acknowledge as well that for everyone but baby boomers, it may be shocking to see Grimace with such a weird bulbous face and so many arms, because that's not the Grimace you're used to. And I understand that if you are a Gen Xer, a millennial, a Gen Z, or one of these children just born who is part of the Alpha Gen, that you're used to this Grimace here. Friendly Grimace, a cute Grimace, a PG-13 Grimace, if you will. Well, that's fine for you, but let me tell you something. Mitch McConnell is an originalist, so that means that he would be the original Grimace. He'd be original flavored Grimace. And just as appealing to look at. And we don't have time to wonder what the fuck is happening to him. No one is saying anything. Nobody has mentioned the fact that this motherfucker is turning purple. It's not just one hand. It's not just two hands. It's his lip. It's on his face. What the fuck is happening? Josh, I know, but it seems really important. But he's the speaker of that. No, all right, okay, yeah, no, I was saying it wrong. You're right. Nancy is the Speaker of the House, but Jesus Christ, he's the leader of the Senate, right? And they keep deciding all this bullshit, and he's been doing it for like 15 years. It just seems like I should be able to talk about and explore what the fuck is happening while he's turning purple. Okay. Evidently, we don't have time. Evidently, we don't have time to talk about it. I'm glad that my voice is soothing, because this is not because now we're here at the bottom of the rabbit hole. Those are all the things we've missed. Those are all the things we haven't had any time to talk about. And now we have to talk about why we don't have any fucking time left. And now we're going to talk about it. And here it goes. We don't have any time because there's 5 days left. There are 5 days, my friends. I don't care if you liked this election. I don't care if you didn't like this election. I don't care who you like the best. I do care who you listen. I care who you like the best a lot. Obviously, I have a bit of a slant. Okay, it's not for Biden. Fuck Biden. Fuck Biden. I'm voting for Biden. I 100% already voted for Biden. I absolutely did. But my vote was really not for Biden. I've said it in the past. I'm going to say it again. I will never again in my life vote for a white man. I voted against another white man, and I voted for a vice president who is not white nor a man. That's what I did. Now, does she have a fucked up record? You bet! But as we just discussed, all of them do. And while it is true that some people would like to put out this argument about, what about I don't want to vote for the lesser of two evils? Guess what? The worst evil is a Nazi brigade of fascists that's going to take over the fucking country and is literally going to erase the idea of ethnic studies, of diversity, of there being a multiplicity of voices in the world while we are approaching 2042, while white people are going to become the minority in the United States. So quite frankly, we have to address this now, and we don't have time, as has been said by one Eric Holder. One Eric Holder, the former attorney general under Obama, who says, and we quote, I'm going to have to read it off the screen. I apologize. It's too late for the males. Given the Supreme Court ruling, I urge everyone now to vote in person, early vote, or use drop boxes. Protect your health, but do not let the courts, he's talking about the Supreme Court, and in particular, Amy Coney Barrett, that motherfucker who was put on by Clarence Thomas, who was put there by fucking Joe Biden, who is the one we have to vote for in order to stop this from getting worse. This is like a snake eating its own tail. It's miserable, and still we got to do it. Protect your health, but do not let the court and the deliberately crippled post service deprive you of one of your most several rights, precious civil rights. Plan to vote. Plan your vote. Here's the thing. Yes, do that. Also, Eric Holder, go fuck yourself. We don't need to say things like crippled the vote. That's really ableist. You gross temporarily abled person who I know has got to be so frightened of aging if this is how you're still phrasing things. And yet you do have a fair point. While that machine does destroy fascists, as we have discussed many times, time's up, and this is why time is up. Let's get into it. Time is up because this motherfucker fucked up all the post office, right? Louis DeJoy seen here taking a poop, and being interrupted right in the middle of it. He has been told by the courts. The courts have said, hey, you know those post office machines that we said, hey, restore everything. Stop fucking with it right now. Well, Louis DeJoy and his team went, oh, okay, they said stop fucking with it right now. What that meant is we can't plug them back in or restore them. So they're broken. Leave them alone. Don't count the votes. And the courts in D.C. said, no, motherfucker, that's not what we meant. What we meant is plug them back in, get them working. You stop fucking around trying to dismantle the post office service. By the way, have you bought stamps recently? I got another set of stamps. These are my thank you stamps. These are going to be going out to folks who are featured on the show, folks who become patrons. When you get your gift, you're going to get a thank you stamp because we have to support the post office. And later on in the year, you might even find yourself getting a Kwanzaa stamp. I bought my Kwanzaa stamps early. I'm ready. Anyway, we don't really have time to get too deep into that. But what you do need to understand is that you absolutely are out of time to put your vote in the mail. It's too late. Don't. If your ballot is still there with you, then no, do not put it in the mail. There are 5 days left. Even with the restoration of all of the services of the post office, it's going to take 6 days. 6 days if your shit is in the mail today. Okay? Do you know what I'm saying? That means it's too late. It's not going to count because it's got to be not only postmarked, but actually they're being counted already. Okay? They're being counted already by election night. That would have had to happen 3 days ago. So if you hadn't already dropped it off 3 days ago, too late. Now, it doesn't mean your vote doesn't count. What it means is you go ahead and you sign it. You take it to the to wherever they're doing the votes, right? There's a vote clerk, those people take it, not the post office, the voting clerk, right? Take it directly there and you drop it there. Also, if you haven't gotten your vote, your little ballot yet, don't worry about it. Fuck that ballot. You go ahead, you go to the voting clerk, you ask them for your ballot. You say, hey, I asked for my early ballot. I didn't get my early ballot. I want my early ballot. They're going to say, oh, shit, here's your early ballot. And then when they give it to you, what you need to do is to then fill it out right there. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave the grounds. Fill it out. Give it right back to them. Boom, your vote counts. It's done. It's done. This is important. Now, why is this important? Well, let's get into it. There are several places. I wrote them down. I'm going to look for them. Oh, here they go. There's several places where this is going to matter very deeply, okay? Because right now, what I want you to know is this. In Michigan, there have been 2 million mail-in ballots that were handed out. Of those 2 million mail-in ballots that were handed out, guess how many have been handed back in? 1 million. That means there are 1 million ballots that did not go back yet. So you can't mail them in Michigan. If you live in Michigan, you're going to have to stand online. You gotta do it. There's no time left. We don't have any time for you to fuck around. You got to get online. If you live in Wisconsin, the 1.8 million registered voters, okay? Only 600,000 ballots, though, have not come back home yet. That's 600,000 chickens that have to come home to roost for the vote. We don't have fucking time. We do not have time. In Pennsylvania, hey, There's 1.5 million ballots that are out. Get them in. Get them in. And let's count it up at 1 million ballots out each for Florida, Arizona, and North Carolina. North Carolina, Florida, Arizona, swing states? Yeah. Every last one. No time. No time. No time. We're out of time. We're out of time. We're out of time. There's no more time. Okay? We're already, record numbers of votes are in. I don't want you to think that we're not voting. I just want you to feel the urgency because we can't stop voting. That's what happens every time. Well, oh, good, that we're winning. Let's just relax. Bullshit. This happened to me the other day. I walked to the, true story, walked to the doctor's office because I am someone without a car and there's no fucking way that I'm getting in any kind of public transportation or an Uber. So fuck all of that shit. So I literally hiked my ass 1.5 miles to where my doctor is. And I did that for a checkup from a flu shot. I do have my flu shot. I am invincible now. Thank you very much. And I walked over there, got my checkup, got my flu shot. Oh, I even got a poop kit. I get to poop on a stick to make sure I don't have butt cancer. So I'm going to poop on a stick. I got a flu shot and I got to walk 1.5 miles out there. Do you know what you get for walking 1.5 miles away from your home? You get to walk 1.5 miles back. So I got to do that too. I got to do all of that. And you now get to walk your ass to the polls. Because you can't trust the mail. The way I couldn't trust public transportation. You can't trust the mail, not because you can't trust the mail. You can't trust the mail. If you put it in the mail, it's going to be there. If it first class service, it will be there. It will absolutely be there. It is just going to be there in 6 days from now, which will be too late for it to be counted for the election. The election to get Trump out of office. So it's time to Pokemon Go to the polls. I think that's why Hillary Clinton lost the election. That's terrible. It's not. It's not. She lost it because James Comey released the fucking bullshit about some emails that were never really actually a problem. 2 days ago, Monday, this Monday, 4 years ago. And because he did that, that was the little October surprise. Then that's part of why it also because the Pantsuit Nation got really relaxed and felt like, oh, we got it, won. They said 96% polling says we won. And let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck that we have more votes in right now than we had in all of the last election and the election for Obama in the election before that. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Go vote. Do you have a relative who lives in Michigan, in Wisconsin, in Pennsylvania, in North Carolina, in Arizona, in Florida? Well, get the fuck on the phone with them. I called my brother. Go vote. Tell them to go vote. I know some of you don't believe in the, I don't even believe in the vote. The vote ain't gonna change shit. Fuck the vote. I don't give a fuck about no vote. I hear you. Also, I don't care. Also in Atlanta, there are some people who've been talking about this. You may have heard about this movement. This is called Get Your Ass to the Polls. Get your ass to the polls. We need you to do it. This is a thing in Atlanta, exotic dancers who are talking about how to get to the polling precinct where you live, anywhere in the nation, And if you go to getyourasstothepolls.com right now, you can, wherever you live, you can find out how to go to the poll and how to drop off your ballot, because scrippers and exotic dancers and sex workers believe in getting your fucking ass to the polls. So if you would please do that, that would be great. This is a thing that was organized, filmed by one Angela Barnes. Want to acknowledge that out loud. If you'd like to look at any of the interviews around it, you could look at that and get your ass to the polls. You'll see one Coy Malone featured one of the dancers who was a part of it, and what they are saying and offering their ass cheek for your perusal if you really really need it to make a move. That's what they'd like you to do to get your ass to the polls. So please do that. Please do that. Tell your folks, tell your people. Don't let your Grammy be left out in the cold in Omaha. It's no good. If that's too vulgar for you, guess what? Go to thepolls.com. You could go to thepolls.com as well. That'd be good. That'd be good to do. You know, climb a pole. Get on a pole. This pole, that pole. I don't care which pole. North Pole, South Pole. Time to get on the poles. Time to get on the poles. There's no time. We're out of time. Woo! I got both my eyes back. I got my eyes back. It's also why I went to the doc. I got my eyes back. I can see with both of them. Again, that's exciting. That's exciting. And like I said, I'm gonna poop on a stick, send that back in. That's exciting. That's in preparation for them to look into my butthole next year and hopefully see a clear pink cake. What? Okay, but colon cancer and rectal cancer and prostate cancer are some of the leading causes of death in Black American men over 50. So I just thought it would be worth mentioning that I'm going to get my butthole checked for my 50th birthday next year. Okay, all right. Okay, Joshua says we don't have time for that. Okay, that means we also don't have time to ask you how you enjoy smoke and mirrors. How do you enjoy smoke and mirrors? Right here, you can see how two of our patrons and avid listeners and watchers enjoy. These are the Humble Enjoyment Centers of Kristen and Lisa, and wanted to ask everybody how you enjoy it. Are you enjoying it on your phone? Are you enjoying it in your ears? Are you enjoying it at all? This has been a rough one. But the truth of the matter is we're out of time. We got to get to the polls. We got to vote. We don't want to keep playing picture pages. And while likely, even when Trump is out of office, I'm bringing it into fruition. I'm saying when. I'm just doing it. When Trump is out of office and Louis DeJoy is going to prison, and all of the fallout is happening and all of the cleanup is starting to happen, we will still have to protest. I'm already against the Biden administration and their policies on policing and anything that they're doing, unless it's absolute and complete abolition, which it won't be. So on November 3rd, progressives, leftists, we take a deep breath, sigh, and we hibernate until January 21st, because these goddamn Nazis are going to be losing their shit for 2 months. This has been another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. Hey, if you would like to, you could go over to the IG and you could see some of the former guests who've been here, some of the former shows we've done, and then maybe you slide over to the YouTube page and decide to watch one of them. The IG, of course, is Smoke and Mirrors CCB. That's for comedy, culture and bullshit. Twitter, well, that's just my thoughts without all of the extra verbiage and without any pictures and without my voice. That happens at Twitter at Caballo Negrito. Caballo Negrito, which for those of you who do not speak Spanish, translates into drinking the blood of white people. Caballo Negrito, direct translation, drinking the blood of the whites. Do you feel a way about that or anything else that we've done here? Do you want to congratulate us? Do you like what we're doing? Do you hate what we're doing? Do you want to see a guest? Do you want me to shut the fuck up? All of that is something that you can go ahead and share with us at Smoke and Mirrors CC&B. That is for the comedy. That is for the culture. That is for the bullshit at gmail.com. Hey, this is a thing that is produced and hosted by myself, Carlos Kareem Wyndham. This is also produced by the one and only Tracy Tatamy. Do me a favor. Would you take care of yourself? Would you take care of each other? Would you please stay inside? If you're going to go outside, put on a mask. When you come back in, wash your hands. Why? Because we love you and we'd love to see you here again. I'll be here again tomorrow with a brand new episode of Smoke and Mirrors. I love you. Bye-bye.